Hello, everybody. I need to get some music going. Turn that down. There we go. We got some music going. So I'm just trying to bring it back up, and I have like two of them up. Okay. All right, Caesar. Oh, Krusty finally got his own account.
Yep.
I guess you realized how fun Minecraft can actually be.
So do I fill up the, what is it, the hopper? Is that what I fill up?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I fill up.
Yep, you fill up the hopper.
And Evil, turn off your magnet mode if you're coming through here.
Yeah, there's shit that just gets laid out everywhere.
That needs to be fixed.
It's supposed to be like that because that's most of Britannia.
Oh my god, this thing's taking forever to load. There we go. Alright, here we go. Hmm. I'm not part of your guys' voice chat. Hmm.
In game? You mean in Discord?
No, I sent the link in Beam.
Yes. And now I'm here.
Yeah,
Thank
fucking
fucking
finally.
God. I'm trying to sit here and clear my chat.
Alrighty.
Self-driving NVIDIA car.
Alright. Looks pretty cool. Oh yeah, and Evo, I have my own account now too. But Julia still plays the other account.
Whatever you guys
I mean,
wanna
she's
do,
gonna
I don't
force his child to meet me, which makes me uncomfortable.
Well, I don't have the mod set on that other one. At least not. At least not the ones off the Curse app.
Thank fucking God.
She still uses @launcher. You know, she could probably do a lot of this stuff better than me.
So what you guys do with all of our diamonds?
Nothing. We should have a shit ton.
We should have a shit ton, but I just tried to use them.
Crafting it to bread. Smelt it to toast. Oh. That makes sense.
A lot more time than this.
I know I have a few over there because I needed to do some things, but we definitely should have a lot more than that.
Don't forget to take that. You can take that hoe back out of the canola farm too, and put it back into the other farm over there.
And that farm's not doing anything right now.
You
Yeah,
can
it's
take
fun.
the hoe out of the farm, but you can't take the farm out of the hoe. Is that what it is?
Something like that.
Sweet Jesus. Didn't think it would go that way, but okay.
Had a bunch of trolls in my stream earlier today.
Oh, you too?
Oh yeah.
I got a delete button. I'm good.
Well, they left after I blocked them for X amount of time. They kind of left because they couldn't post.
I'm just surprised they don't have. So you took all the diamonds.
No, not all of them.
There's none anywhere.
Okay, well then make some. Stop
I
complaining.
have been, but I need like 60 of them to finish up what I'm doing. Thought we had the diamonds.
Flip me over on Polly. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't want to know. Oh, that sucks.
Here, I have 26 for you. That's all I have over here.
I want a crafting. We're good.
But I'm in the crafting thing.
Just take them back where you were. Go over there and
There.
do what you
No,
were doing.
I just put them in the goddamn thing.
Just go over there and do what you were doing.
Dear God, I haven't seen a Bernstein Bears book for fucking ever.
Berenstein Bears, man.
It is old as shit.
Mm-hmm.
How do I set up a pattern in the crafter?
To
I'm trying
continue to autocraft it.
Yeah.
The one up on the top, I think, is the pattern monitor. You set it up in there if it's a crafting recipe,
Okay.
and then you just put it in the crafter. Five tracker brings hand tracking, VR gloves, plastic guns, and more into the virtual world. That's gonna be cool. I think they're gonna try to push the vibe hardcore this year. If they do that though, they're gonna have to lower the price.
So you guys are just let Caesar up here, not knowing anything about what he's... Go play.
I'm looking around, seeing what's what.
I'm gonna go find a movie. I'll be back on in a little bit. Have a good night, guys.
Okay.
Ow. Ender portal.
Figure out how the hell I make this thing.
Heh, then I die. That's awesome. I went to that Ender portal.
Sucks to be you.
Yep, sucks to be me.
By the way, I'm using a new mic right now.
Oh, the Audio Technica?
Yeah.
Nice. Did you get a pop filter to put in front of it?
Don't need one. I set it far enough away from me.
Yeah. I am... Well, I got a Amazon shopping cart for some HDMI to display port adapters. So when I start... when I get that... mountain, I'll be... And I get the other monitors, I'll be able to hook them all up.
Somebody just charged their fucking... Did you just charge your pack, Krusty?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering why we didn't have any fucking power.
Like you don't have any power because you're not a Power Ranger, that's why.
Why do you like the Power Rangers so much?
Scrub.
I'm a what?
You heard him.
I'm a scrub? Nope. Sorry. Definitely ain't that.
beg to differ.
You beg to differ.
I'm just saying, I have plenty of time to call you a scrub.
You can call me what you like. Doesn't mean it's true.
The blue one is still better. Fucking A, I don't know how to make this thing work.
That's why I don't use that thing over there. I can do the same thing over here and I throw the gas setup over there. Like he can argue that point all day, but it's not gonna solve it.
Okay. All right. So what's the main difference between this and the one you used to play?
Lot.
Yeah, I don't know. This one has a lot of shit out of it.
Yes, that I am slowly but surely probably adding back into it.
Then I had to add that AE2 or whatever back into it.
That's what this is.
That's what his little contraption over there is.
Mm-hmm.
Which is getting organized and made to look times better after I get done. Right now it's just set up. 'Cause I've got cable and piping running everywhere where I don't. People doing shit that I really don't like.
Holy shnikes. Guys flying around in rocket packs.
Make yourself one.
Okay.
But don't make yourself one. We can have the resources. There should be one in the fucking enemy system though. There's 2 of them in there. Here,
Holy shnikes.
there. Put that on.
That is cool.
What's up, the cheat code? How you doing, man?
Goddamn.
I need the fucking the water.
Yeah, I might.
Might what? Okay. Farming over there?
What?
Sure.
Me?
No, I was looking at Caesar.
No. Alright, stream. I'm heading off. Talk to you later. Oh. You're sticking around, Ricky. Richie.
You gotta do what?
He's going to the red cheetah.
Oh. No, I'm getting off. I'm exhausted. Tried to stay up all day. I haven't I needed sleep. Fucking I woke up this morning. Let's see, we got off yesterday at like what? 5 in the morning or something like that.
Your time.
Yeah, and then I got woken up at 6. And I've been up since then. So I am exhausted.
That sucks.
Yeah.
What are you having fun doing, Caesar?
I don't know. I'm just kind of checking it out because I never played much of the Skyfactory stuff before. Mainly it was that Pixelmon.
It is fun.
Good pack, I like it.
And the funny thing is, I already had Curse and I didn't even know you could get mods using it. I was just using it as a voice thing.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you later.
Later, Krusty.
Yep.
So I guess I gotta start teaching you how to play this. Caesar.
I guess.
Well, what I'm getting ready to do downstairs is kind of complicated.
When are you doing something that's not complicated? You did some complicated stuff in the Pixelmon server you had.
Yeah. Like I'm building a full, like the way you get your ores in this, you have to sift for everything. Because we just started right there where you spawned in, that dirt block, that's what we started on.
Mm-hmm.
And we got all of this from that.
Okay.
So the way you get all of this is by sifting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm building is underneath us, I'm actually, the things I'm working on right now are actually cobble generators. I have enough cobblestone to power the system that I'm going to be making to automatically sift the different materials.
Ah.
And then I've got to upgrade our power source because when I build this, I'm pretty much going to complete our power source. But that'll be done over the next couple of days. I'm just trying to get up enough diamond right now so I can build this part. And
Right.
then I have pretty much everything else built to start it, but I just need a bunch of wood once I get to that point.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty self-explanatory. Those crops back there that you just saw me playing with are diamond crops.
Okay.
So it automatically is, I can craft diamond from those crops.
Cool.
And that allows us to not have to sit here and grind for a bunch of crops. Bunch of material.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at right now. Basically, what I just did is I made 6 of those because I'm gonna have 2 cobble generators per system.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's gonna go into. Well, it'd be a lot easier just to show you, but I gotta tear this down right here too because this is just in our fucking way right now.
What was that one doing?
I'm gonna grab it, all that stuff up that you can. Move it right to the enemy and just place it. As I need stuff, I'll grab it. That system right there was just making random shit that I didn't really need.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff that we were making that I don't desperately need. So I'm just like, okay, we'll just get rid of it.
Right.
If I don't need it, I'm not going to use it anymore. Go downstairs, see what I can. Two auto C's. I have 3 auto C's. Where's the 3rd auto C at?
All right.
Why am I missing an auto C? I had 3 of them. How'd you fall from my high place?
I was not even a couple feet off the ground. And I was in my, used my little rocket pack, and then when I landed, it just killed me. I was already real low on health.
I'm missing. I don't heavy C, that's why. So I need to make an auto C, flint iron, I need a diamond mesh. I need 2.
OP way to make mana using gourmerials. Here's an idea: auto farm wheat, crafting it into bread, then smelt it to toast. Richie Sphinx in chat.
Okay. What's funny is I had, before I went offline yesterday, I bet you some of my shit's over here that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Before I went offline yesterday, I had everything that I needed set up downstairs to start to make the beginning of this, and then all I had to do, you see this setup over here I'm flying next to?
Yeah.
This is an automatic crafter. So it takes everything that I put into it, and it tries to craft it in a 2x2 or so you put stuff into the first chest, and then the second and third chest, in the second chest it puts the final outfit.
Okay.
So when I'm making this downstairs, basically what I'm going to do is you're going to have the seats that are creating ores.
Mm-hmm.
As they go, as it's sifting, it's going to be generating the ores. It's got to take that, smelt it, and then do something with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it set up so that it's going to take everything, it's going to auto-craft everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Once it's done auto-crafting, it's going to automatically put it into an alloy smelter. It's going to smelt it, and then it's going to automatically put it into that system right there.
Cool.
So that way, I don't have to mess with it anymore. It's just done. And it gets kind of like, I'll need some help while I'm building this. I'm just getting to the point where I can get it built, because basically what's going to happen is we're going to have the materials in here somewhere, which we should for everything, but we're going to actually wind up creating, like for this right here, I got to have a way to automatically have as it's exporting the items, it's got to have to be able to sort those items.
Right.
And once it sorts those items, it's going to be able to craft everything together and then export everything out into a third-party frame. Which the third-party frame is going to be the 8 alloy smelter I have downstairs. And then this whole setup right here, I need to tear down and move to somewhere else. But for now, just to make my life easy,
For some reason, earlier when I was on this server, I had googly eyes.
yeah,
I don't have them now, but I had them earlier. I'm thinking about getting a microphone arm.
for the snowball.
Or it could be used on any of those kind of mics that have the thread.
Yeah, because the mic I have, I ordered the $16. So it's not expensive.
No, it's not.
I figure I can mount it like over where I have my blue snowball at right now, and I could just swing the mic closer to me, so I don't have to basically yell for the mic to pick me up.
Exactly. That's my whole thing. I'm basically getting, components and stuff ready for when I start building that desk PC. And then I found some software in which I can use one keyboard and mouse on multiple PCs called Synergy.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, that's going to be interesting. I'm not going to worry about getting it until after I build the other computer. But yeah, I'm like, definitely keep the desk from being cluttered with multiple keyboards and mice.
More Odyssey, and then I can start building. Just waiting for the iron that I need right now.
So what's up with that big tower right next to like the little farm and stuff?
Oh no.
This thing I just jumped on top of.
Oh, that's a mob farm.
It's a what?
Mob farm.
Mob farm. Okay. Is that what all these switches are for?
Partially. What's on top of that? Block of iron. Okay. We have all this. We have that running to there, so he just completely fucked me by doing that. Where is this setup even going? He's got redundancies. Kid acts like he knows everything about every fucking mod.
Who, the other guy or Krusty?
The other guy. He just built a fucking loop. That's all he did there. That's not what I needed at all. Just there, put that. Okay. We're getting somewhere right now. I'm just getting organized.
I actually had a date last night, bud.
You had a date last night?
I had a date last night.
Who? Your mom?
No, not with my mom. With your mom.
Oh, she had fun.
Yeah, she had some good fun.
My ass was stuck at work.
No, some girl I met online. She actually lives like on the same street as my brother, which I found kind of funny.
Okay. So. get rid of all this pipe.
That's what she said.
And I could tear down a lot of that shit right there too. So, okay, what is this here for? Fucking no. Just tear it all down. Fuck it. I don't know why it's there. It's going bye bye.
I don't know what half of this stuff does, or any of it really, to be absolutely honest.
What I have right here is all piping.
Mm-hmm.
It's how we move items between things.
Yeah.
How we move our power. So basically what I'm doing right now is all of this shit right here that we have is just sitting here not needed for anything in particular.
Right.
Where is he linked? What the fuck is the plan for this? I don't even fucking know what the fuck these idiots are doing half the time. Like, sometimes I just wonder if these people are just running pipe just to run pipe. So here's obsolete.
Mm-hmm. That conduit in there.
That's basically what I'm doing, is I'm just getting rid of all this. Because as you see, there's a shit ton of this shit.
Like in one spot, you don't know what does what.
Nah, I don't need to know what it does. I just need to not have shit where it doesn't need to be.
Right.
This whole line right here that I'm running, that I'm tearing down now, was not even necessary.
Is that something that Evil and the other guy did earlier, I guess?
Yeah. Okay. So that leaves just power running. This power. How'd my mining crops from downstairs? Okay.
Does this conduit that's empty need to go anywhere? Or need to be hooked up to anything?
No, that's a redundancy. Yeah, you can take that down.
Okay. Cable.
Okay. This is all important right here. I'm gonna rerun that with different piping here in a minute. Okay, so let me go up to the enemy system, get some of this extra shit inventory, and then I'm gonna start building the setup here. And I can teach you kind of how the beginning of Skyfactory works. Because you're coming into it at late game, just to give you a reference.
Right. Yeah, I get kind of confused when I start up solo. I'm like, okay, there's a tree and a piece of, dirt. And it's I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do here without cheating?
17. Need them. I need to make a bunch more energy conduit. That's going to be cheap and simple to make, because I can tear down a lot of this shit over here. Okay. Whenever you're building complex systems like this, and you're going to start from the beginning, the first thing you always want to pay attention to is making sure that you know how you're building it. For instance, I know that my power source is right through here. And I know that I have all these power cables ran through here. So that's going to help me out. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is these are my cobble generators right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's generating cobble for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just click on that and get right into the cobble.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Cool.
So that's gonna make my cobble. Now I need to get my cobble from there into. So if I put these on the front of them,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to allow me to extract my cobblestone.
Okay.
So I got to set all these up to extract. If you click on, see the little black thing as a connection to the machine?
Mm-hmm.
If you click on it, you can see the mode that it's in. Like I have these all set to extract, and then there's a little redstone torch in there as a button.
Mm-hmm.
When that redstone torch is not lit, then that means that it's set to extract. So if I were to hook up something right here or off this pipe, it's going to allow it to go ahead and to utilize that. So what I'm going to do, because I know that that's a thing,
Yeah.
there's a reason why I created a bunch of auto hammers, and I was saying I need a certain amount of auto hammers.
Right.
So the reason why I did that is because the auto hammers are going to automatically break it down, because to take something from cobblestone to gravel to dust to cobblestone to gravel to dust,
Mm-hmm.
you need to use a hammer. This setup here allows me to use an automatic hammer to do that.
All right.
So my first line here is going to be cobblestone. So cobblestone goes there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to skip this one right here because I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
So this next line is going to be for sand. So
Mhm.
this first row is always going to be cobblestone.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole cobblestone row is set.
Mm-hmm.
Now my second row is always going to be sand.
Mm-hmm.
My third row is always going to be
Dust or
dust.
Yeah.
So these machines take power. So now I gotta put power in them. And the way that you do your power is you just place a power source on it. So like for instance, I know that with this power source right here that I have, I'm just gonna hook into it just like that. And then I need to come all the way down here. Didn't really go down there, that's just wasting cable. And you always want to try to save as much cable as possible.
Right.
So, as you heard me complaining about those guys just running cable everywhere. Place that cable where it didn't need to be. That goes there, that I can take off. I don't need those cables, actually, I can just glue those cables there, because it's going to do that. Okay, so, I can actually just remove this one right here. All of these now have power.
Mm-hmm.
But if you notice, they're not doing anything, are they? Like, this first row is hooked up to cobblestone,
Yeah.
but it's not doing anything. You see the arrows on the piping in the back of this? Back from over here. See that arrow?
Yes.
See how it's pointing away?
Yeah, one's pointing away and one's pointing towards, so they're both all going the same direction.
If it's pointing away from the machine it's connected to, that means it's on extract mode.
Mm-hmm.
If it's pointed towards the machine then that means it's on insert mode.
Yep.
See how they turned on as soon as I switched it over?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to switch this over, then to switch it over I'm basically just hitting the button.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're generating cobblestone.
Now you
So
gotta.
what about these other three machines over here?
Now you need extractors for that.
This is a lot of just redundancy setting shit up. So, we've got everything set up right now.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we have a way to make gravel, cobblestone, gravel, sand, and dust.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're making here right now as we speak.
Okay.
So how do we get it from those resources out to something that we can utilize? When you are playing the game, you would create a sieve. Because we're late game, we're going to cheat. We have the automatic sieve.
Right.
Remember about your gaps. Having that one space gap there?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where you place your piping.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to place this shit all here. And then I need to set these up so they extract and insert.
And they also need power, right?
Yeah. I just do the, since I lay the cable down,
Mm-hmm.
just so that I don't forget to come back and set something up.
Mm-hmm.
If I place a piece of cable down, I go back and I set it up immediately to do what I need to do.
Right.
Because you will always forget to come back and do it. So if they're not powered, that's an easy solution. I've got 18 power conduits. That's powered now. There. But now click on one of these sieves. You'll see that there's a problem. They're not working. What is it saying?
Skin 0 X. No mesh. That's why I see it saying no mesh. Well, that one has, I guess.
I just put it in there.
Okay.
So now, this is where life becomes fun. So now we're creating our resources from all three of these.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got this stuff sifting. It's giving us our materials that we need. Every single one of these things is giving us a piece of material that we need. Something else. What do we need to do with it now?
Get it to the place we need to get it to.
Sorry, grab a drink.
Oh, you're fine. I heard the
Can't
opening. Monster, right?
No, not.
Oh, not wow. Energy drink.
Okay. So this stuff is creating. Basically, I'm kind of procrastinating right now because this is where it becomes extremely fucking complicated. Remember that setup I was showing you upstairs where stuff over here?
Mm-hmm.
I need to make one of these setups per type of item. But I also need to be able to automatically sort the items as I'm going through and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I do both of those at once?
I do not know.
You exploit a feature of the game.
Okay, and what feature is that?
Feature that says that evil needs a fucking pickaxe. Getting rid of some of this shit I don't need in my...
Right.
Okay. So, basically, what I'm doing here... Did I not grab my pickaxe? I'm being a fucking idiot, apparently.
What you grab?
I forgot to grab the pickaxe.
Ah, forgot. I figured you might have grabbed something else instead on accident.
Nah, I just completely forgot to grab the exact thing I needed.
Yeah.
The reason why I need a pickaxe is because I don't want to create a mob.
Right.
So, I'm just going to delete everything that I had back here. because the items that I needed instead of crafting more, I had them already sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
To automatically sort everything, it was already sitting right here. And by the way, the reason why I'm not really going over crafting recipes with you
Mm-hmm.
is because you look those up in NEI.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's really no point for me to go over a crafting recipe. When I
Right.
can just craft it and make it and then go on.
Yeah, all I gotta do is kind of look it up, like type it in if I don't know where it's at, and I can kind of find it.
So the parts that I haven't gone over with you aren't really that important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll show you really quick here in just a minute, but it's honestly not even something you would ever have to fucking worry about.
Right.
Because, like, come upstairs and come over here by where you spawned in. So, I'm over here, in here.
I see ya.
So, over here is where you initially spawn in at. And you have a tree, and then you break down the tree, and then all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, to get where we were at,
Mm-hmm.
what I want you to do is shift with an empty hand, right-click this dirt.
Right click the dirt.
Yeah. So shift and right-click the dirt.
Or shift. Right click. Okay.
Now you're getting a pebble, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you use garden of glass, if you shift and right-click the dirt, you get a pebble. So all of this shit that we made here was just me holding, like the beginning area, was me holding shift and right to get our pebble.
Okay.
And then with the pebbles, you craft 4 pebbles in your 4x4 crafting grid to get a
Mm-hmm.
piece of stone.
Ah. Okay.
And then you take 3 pieces of stone to make a slab in a crafting table.
Yeah, because I'll have the wood from chopping down the tree to make the crafting table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're still going to need to grow trees because you need wood to make a lot of this shit. Because you see a lot of products we've made. Because you need wood
Right.
to make a sieve and all
Yeah.
that shit.
Because you'll get
Have you
saplings
figured
when you tear down the tree. You'll get saplings if you take down the branches and everything too. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Okay.
you figure out what this is over here yet?
No.
You see
Mushroom
this
farm.
right here? In this crate? See that soul sand? This setup makes that soul sand.
Soul sand.
Yeah. So these 2 hammers right here, they're constantly working, and they're
Mhm.
constantly making. These 2 make sand. So as you see, I got the items ported over to this one,
Uh-huh.
and then this is gonna make me sand. The sand gets put into these witch water barrels when they don't have my shit shut off.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or my barrel's full over here. 211 by 64 by 44, so it is making it okay. And then I have this. This is an automatic water extraction area.
Mm-hmm.
So it's automatically extracting water for me
Mm-hmm.
out of the infinite water source. And it's automatically filling these barrels up every single time that they go empty.
Okay.
So then these pipes on the top are taking taking regular sand and putting it in there, and then they're extracting the soul sand and putting it into this barrel for us.
Okay.
I can make this a lot more advanced if I really, really wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't need to. This is more efficient than what we're ever going to use. So, you always debate on, are you building efficiency versus building something else?
Right.
But apparently, I'm not generating. Apparently, that's not generating enough sand, but I don't care because it's still more than efficient enough. So basically, what I'm gonna be doing downstairs is something very similar. I need to get a wrench because I need to compact this as much as possible. Are you confused yet?
No, I kind of get it. It's just a lot of complex connections, but it's like if I play around with it for a bit, I'll get the hang of it.
Yep.
I'm not like my daughter. I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos about it like she does all the time, so she probably already knows half of this stuff that I don't know anything about.
It usually works out that way.
Right.
So basically, what I'm doing here is I need to go from these 3 setups right here
Mm-hmm.
into these. What this allows me to do is with this key right here, I can lock this chest.
Okay.
When I lock this chest, whatever item I put into it, so for instance, if I take the iron ore out of here,
Mm-hmm.
I can put the iron ore into here. Since it's locked, I can take all the iron ore out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look inside of there, it says that I don't have anything. I've taken it all out. But yet it still has the iron ore.
Mm-hmm.
This will communicate with that crafter that I had upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I place the crafter next to it, then I place a regular chest at the end of it. The regular chest is kind of my buffer to make my material.
Alright.
So I put so it's gonna make that, it's gonna put it here. This regular chest is my buffer. You know how like whenever you're building anything, you always build a buffer to it. Just for some simplistic purposes.
Right.
Because you never want to have something to where something cannot work because it ran out of room to do its next phase.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of all this, at the end of the ender chest that I'm gonna, the ender chest, at the end of the alloy smelters I'm gonna put up, the alloy smelters are gonna cook all this.
Yeah.
The ender chest is going to put it up into the ME system. So I'm gonna set just a regular plain white ender chest because you can set the channels on top of the ender chest by using dye.
Mm-hmm.
I have the ME system set for just plain white. The input for that is just plain white. So anytime you lay down a plain white chest, ender chest,
Mm-hmm.
you are linking into the input of the ME system.
Okay.
So when I do that, I have a pipe set up the alloy smelters to extract the material out of there and put it directly, the ingots that's going to be made from the alloy smelters, and put it directly into the ME system. And then the whole setup is done. A lot of this is just waiting for these to finish up, because like what I'm going to have to do here is basically from like right about here. I just need to figure out exactly, so it come off of this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
So right here. I just go down and I just lay a bunch of these. Move, please.
Yeah. Sorry. It's a lot of drawers. Put a lot of underwear in those drawers.
Creating a lot of material.
Right.
But I'm not going to be using these drawers. So a lot of these drawers I'm going to take down. I always like to overbuild at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That's your equipment, just like that. Because you never know what you're going to need, where you're going to need.
Right.
So I know that when I come down through here, like all those are set up now.
And so these chests don't need power, right? They just get automatically fed.
Yeah, but the next section will need power.
Right.
Because what I'm doing right now is I'm seeing how many of the other things I'm going to need Only the crafters I'm gonna need, because I don't want to build more than I'm ever gonna use. Let's go right there, right there.
I can't even see the arrows on these because it's so dark.
I cheat.
Oh, you cheat.
I don't have to see what they are automatically now. So this thing that I have right here
Mm-hmm.
allows me to copy and paste everything. And so basically what I'm copy and paste however I have these things set up as.
Mm-hmm.
So basically instead of having to click into each individual one of these and actually set the setting on it,
Mm-hmm.
I can do it on one and go and copy that same exact setting onto these other.
Okay.
Like when you're working in stuff this big, this conduit probe becomes amazing for this.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, hey, you don't want to have to fuck around with it. And then I'm gonna lock all these chests. By locking the chest, what that's allowing me to do
Mm-hmm.
is it's allowing me to set this up so that I don't have to worry about it anymore. With using these barrels, I could do this a completely different way, but I'm gonna use my normal setup just because it makes my life easy.
Right. So basically, we'll fill up the first one first, right? And then when that one's filled up, it'll go on to the next.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
So basically what I'm doing here is I'm taking the stuff out of the sifters over there,
Yeah.
and I'm putting them over here.
Mm-hmm.
Now the one thing that I have to do is I'm gonna have to run power all the way down here for everything that I need. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of shortcutting because I don't know how many of those I'm gonna need, and it looks like this is gonna OR dictionary everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by OR dictionary everything for me is that it's going to allow me to basically take everything that I have in my inventory,
Mm-hmm.
like all these different materials, and put them all in the same exact one. So it's going to make my build a lot smaller.
Right. Oh, wow, okay. So basically, if you didn't put the sifters in, it would just give you the straight item itself into those things, right?
No, not at all.
Hmm.
Not at all.
No, I mean, like, if you didn't have a sifter, instead you could just have cobblestone or wherever you're tearing down into the next level will go in here instead?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Like, if you're talking about, like, if I just took the main, like, if I went directly from this hammer to out, yeah, it would just give me whatever that material
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you didn't have these sifters, these sieves in the way, they would just give you that plain item instead of the mixture of ores and stuff they pull out from sieving it. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm sifting it because we need the ore.
You need the ores for diamonds and gold and
All
other
those.
metals. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the setup here is that once I know how many ores I'm going to be generating out of this setup right here,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to have it set up so that it automatically will craft said ore.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it crafts the ore, then I can go ahead and export it upstairs. Because that's the main goal, is that we will never have to touch this setup. It
Right.
will do what it needs to do, when it needs to do it, and nobody has a concern about it.
Right. That's another reason why you overbuild, so that way you know which items you'll have all your different boxes per different ores.
Exactly.
That's pretty neat.
I always preach overbuilding versus underbuilding, because you can never underbuild. Never. I don't care who you are, you're not going to underbuild. Because I could sit here and I could just do one thing
Mm-hmm.
and never have to worry about it again. Or I could sit here and do multiple different items of builds and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden I've got all this extra material and resource that I have no use for it. So, like, as you see here, I'm just going through and I'm emptying all of these out every few seconds or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then right now I know I need 1, 2, can't do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these so far. I need 7 crafters and 7 chests.
Mm-hmm.
I have 8 alloy smelters built over there.
Mm-hmm.
So all of this is going to get piped into 8 alloy smelters once I'm done, to make sure that it's constantly able to be crafted.
Right.
And I don't have these auto hammers fully upgraded, because I don't want this to be a completely overpowered system.
Right.
I probably have enough hammers over there to set this up so that it would be,
Right.
but I've got no reason for it, so there's no reason for me to do it.
Hi, Mini Coop 2005. How you doing today?
Have some love. Oh, hey, what's up? You watching my stream?
Who's watching your stream?
Mini Coop.
Must have just left mine to come to yours. Or watch both. I don't know.
But basically, that setup right there is it's almost done.
Right.
I'm gonna make the 8 crafters that I need real quick.
Oh, it's just so funny. The way I die is just so funny.
Yeah, we tend just to let you die.
It tends to happen. From landing too hard using that jetpack. Mm. Wow.
You're saying well, Bob.
I am watching my preview stuff on my stream, and for a second it was looking really jagged, but I wasn't dropping any frames. took me a moment to figure out where to put that mod in at after Krusty sent it to me. Like I knew how to.
Just go into your mods folder.
Well, I had to find the right like Minecraft mods folder because it's different from the @launcher mods folder compared to, you know. Took me a minute to find it. Or find the easy way to find it, I should say. Like load up the thing and then hit show directory and there you go. You can find it that way. Like, oh, okay, cool. It took about a half hour to figure that out.
Let's Caesar, come down here.
Alright.
Go on the backside of this.
Hmm.
So it's taking the basic ores in the front
Mm-hmm.
and it's making them to the process door behind. For some reason, a couple of these aren't working. Oh, it's only got 3 iron ore pieces there. Got 3 of those. Okay.
So now it's should be taking that stuff and then melting or smelting them into the next part.
Yep.
Okay.
Iron. Nickel's number 3. So, it's got all those pieces there. All I gotta do is set up the alloy smelters now, and then the ender chest. And that's good. I'm just making sure that I have all of my materials set up to go do what I wanted to do. And this setup here, while it looks like it's running slow, it's actually not.
Right.
Because the plan for this whole entire setup is that it's going to go ahead and compound upon itself.
Mm-hmm.
So as I start to do more things with this setup, it's going to allow itself to do more. It looks like I only have 7 ores. It'd be great out of here. Like I can set this to extract. And
Mm-hmm.
it's only going to extract stuff that it has to put places at.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I look in here, everything that's going to remain is going to be items that don't have a place to go over here. Because the last thing that I want to do is, because there's other stuff that gets sieved out of this, out of those materials right there.
Mm-hmm.
But the last thing that I want to do is just automatically be just exporting stuff out. So like for instance, I pretty much don't need anything from, what do I have 8? Oh, I made 8 instead of 7. I pretty much don't need anything from here down.
So all these drawers and everything can be torn down.
Technically. I'm gonna start working the drawers, I'll start working the top, and then be done shortly.
You'll take the top, I'll take the bottom. I need to go get a tool.
I got it right now. We're good.
Okay.
I'm gonna cheat.
Yeah, that would be a cheat.
So we've got redstone, gunpowder, blaze powder, cocoa beans, cactus,
Mm-hmm.
This is giving me lapis, coal, and diamond. Okay. So what I need to focus on now is going from these. How do I want to do this? Does my power come straight down the middle here? Then where am I going to put the ender chest at? I'm going to need to leave a space. So I can put the ender chest right there. That way I'm not pumping stuff into the... Yeah, that'll be perfectly fine. And just go like this. So, I'm still doing the whole thing where I'm saving cables right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm actually one power conduit shy.
Hmm.
To powering all three of these.
Right.
But like, he's getting power, you're getting power. So I know I can save a power conduit over here somewhere that's not being used for anything. Gotta be somewhere that's not directly being used. But I'm not gonna make one power conduit. There's gotta be a shortcut I can take somewhere.
How about here?
Yep. I don't even know why the fuck this is over here. That'll work. See if I have an ender chest upstairs or if I can create an ender chest. I have one ender chest. Yay!
I put a torch to give us a little bit of light.
So, you heard me say something about a Yeta wrench earlier?
Mm-hmm.
So you see how these two are connected right here and I don't really connect it?
Mm-hmm.
If I take my Yeta wrench, I can, boom,
Aha.
okay. So I'm not going to set that up yet to do the insert, just because I don't need to. What I am going to do is go underneath here real quick. You stay up top, go kill yourself.
Hmm.
And I am going to set this to extract. Extract, and insert. So now, anything that you put into these is going to automatically go into the ME system.
Mm-hmm.
So if I take my conduit probe that I had, I'm going to have to recopy it over to this extract sequence. Boom, 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 boom. Whenever we have an open alloy smelter,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to cook whatever material's in there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to put it into here.
Okay. And from that chest, it goes, I guess, to that drive up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's-
that's the full setup. It's done right here.
That's
It might
cool.
need to be made bigger, but it's done. And the reason why I kind of just said fuck this and I put this right here
Mm-hmm.
is because I can, from that right there, I know that for that many crafters, I need 3 of these.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that from math. I can build another setup coming down here,
Mm-hmm.
build 3 more. Build another setup, build 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep going like that. But my concern, again, is still running into, am I generating, do I have all of the alloys? It looks like I do. That's been running
Silver,
for a minute.
copper, aluminum, gold, nickel, lead, and iron. Besides diamond.
Well, diamond is in here. It's done as it gets sifted.
Right.
So that's one I don't have to worry about. But see how it's pretty much a self-contained unit?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to really interact with anything else. It just does its own little thing.
That's pretty neat. Oh.
Do you see what I mean about it being complex?
Mm-hmm.
Because my main thing I always hate is kind of like what you heard me say to Krusty earlier today
Mm-hmm.
about why the fuck am I having issues? Why am I not able to find stuff? Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason. Is because I hate that. Like I'm up there crafting. It's just like, oh shit, I don't have thing that I need.
Right. Well, but I'm falling. I'm hurting for one. Freaking got a pinched nerve. Oh, so I'm going to lay down and I will talk to you later. All right.
All right, later.
All right. And to everyone else that's on my beam, thank you all for watching tonight. I know I'm in pain, which sucks. But I'll be back again probably tomorrow night, most likely, maybe tomorrow during the day, depending on if I have anything else to do, which probably I don't, besides dad stuff. But be good to each other and keep on gaming. This is Caesar Prime saying good night.